Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of The Articulate Fly, and we're back with another Southwest Virginia fishing report with Matt Reilly of Matt Reilly Fly Fishing. How's it going, Matt?
I'm doing great, Marvin. How are you?
Oh, I just got back from Bryson City, so I can't complain too much.
Yeah.
So I know, I thought we were done with summer, but it doesn't look like we're done with summer yet. But we're kind of in that weird end of summer, beginning of fall transition season. What are you seeing in your neck of the woods, kind of on the trout front, the smallie front? And I suspect you're probably getting geared up for it to turn cold so you can start chasing muskie again.
Yeah. It can be kind of overwhelming because it seems like, the whole world's going to change here the next month and a half, 2 months or so. But we're still smallmouth fishing pretty hard. I mean, some of our best days are still ahead of us here. And I'll be running floats probably until November. But we are getting, just like everywhere in the South, well, I guess the mid-South East, I suppose, haven't had a whole lot of rain here in the last month or so things are getting pretty low. The smallmouth rivers are lower than they ever got last year because we had so much rain last year. The trout streams are lower than they ever got last year. So the trout fishing can be good, but like I said, the water's low. It's summertime, so need to be stealthy. Terrestrials, sunken, like subsurface terrestrials, inchworms and ants and that kind of thing. Nymphs, fished on fairly light tippet. Those will work. And if you can find places, with colder water and steeper canyon walls and stuff like that to kind of keep the sun off the water, even better. But on the smallmouth train, topwater fishing's been good. The only issue that's kind of been plaguing the day-to-day is dam fluctuations. On the New River, we have hydroelectric dams, and the major one that kind of rules my life, none of them have any kind of forecast, so you're kind of ruled by the day-to-day and what they decide to do with the dam. So, if you have falling water, things can be tough. Rising water, stable water, generally good. But in general, fishing's been good. We've been fishing top water and streamers, more sort of off the banks, and they've been dropping the water and doing pretty well and catching some really nice fish. And then, like you said, probably here towards the end of the month, I may hold off a little bit if we still have pretty low water, but we'll be getting back into muskie fishing. And generally, the sort of my benchmark for the muskie season is about 78 degrees. So they've done studies elsewhere and found that delayed mortality in muskie tends to increase dramatically once the water temp gets above 78 degrees. And so, in that summertime period, we tend to lay off of them. And in the fall, after the temp drops down into the 70s again, they'll start to move a little bit. They're going from summer habitat to winter habitat if those two places are different for, any given fish. And so they can be laid up anywhere in the river, and fishing can be good for the first, month or two. And then come December, generally they're in their winter holes, and that's when we're getting on really hard, particularly with flies. So that's exciting because I love doing it. And it's, this is the time of year where it's, like I said, things are going to change really quickly. So it's 90 degrees and dry right now, but 2 months from now, it could be in the 40s and we'll be fishing muskie. So lots going on.
Yeah, it's a fun time of year. And I guess you were talking about the dam impact on your smallmouth fishing. I'm assuming the unpredictability is probably driven by the fact that I guess I don't remember who owns the dams on the New River, but it's being driven by.
Yeah,
go ahead.
It is. Yeah, it's AEP, and they're trying to cater to power consumption, so it's all over the place. And not really a whole lot you can do with it, but try to roll with the punches. So, and that's my job. So, it is what it is, but it never gets too bad.
Yeah.
And usually if it's bad one day, the next day it'll be the opposite. So nothing too permanent.
Got it. Well, and folks, if you have a question for Matt, if you'll send it to us through the Articulate Fly Facebook page, and if we read it, I'll send you some Articulate Fly swag, and you will get entered into a drawing for discount coupons on Reilly rods and some Matt Reilly original flies. And like we do at every fishing report with you, Matt, what are you writing these days? I know you said you weren't guiding today; you were at the typewriter. So what's coming out in the Rural Virginian?
Yeah, I have been writing a story today about brook trout. Just kind of the the semantics and romantics of it. It seems to something that's kind of overdone a little bit, but I'm trying to come at it from a different angle. One, like I said, because everybody seems to write the same story, and I've written the same story 3 or 4 times. So trying something a little different. And, it's funny this time of year, like I said, some of our best smallmouth days are still ahead of us, but something about, once the days really start getting shorter towards the end of August and early September, I kind of start thinking about fall. And being from Virginia, or, the Southeast, Southern Appalachia in general, I can't really think about fall without thinking about brook trout. So that's what's on the docket for tonight and should come out next week.
Oh, perfect. Well, and I'll link to it in the show notes. And before I let you go and get back to your writing projects, why don't you let folks know where they can find you so they can book you and fish with you?
Yeah. The website is www.mattreillyflyfishing.com, and all the social media and my contact info, email and phone number is on there. So feel free to send me an email or text or phone call or all of the above.
Perfect. And folks, with the kids back in school, if you can sneak out in the middle of the week, you kind of have the water all to yourself. So you really should get out there and try to catch a few.
That is true.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, tight lines, everybody. Thanks, Matt, and tight lines.
Yeah, absolutely, Marvin.